Hello there, wonderful people. We're thrilled that you've chosen to join us today on New Horizon Updates. This video is your gateway to a deeper understanding of this subject matter. Engage with the content and enrich your knowledge. Today's spotlight is on the challenging situation concerning the fate of hostages and its repercussions on Israel's military plans in Gaza. The current uncertainty around the exact count of hostages held by Hamas is contributing to the complexity of Israel's military strategy in this densely populated region. Gaza's challenging terrain, a labyrinth of underground tunnels, and a high number of hostages make for a complex humanitarian crisis. Rescue attempts amidst Israel's intense military operations could exacerbate an already difficult situation. It's suggested that Israel might have to prioritize its military objectives over the rescue of all the hostages, a decision that has never been faced before in the history of the country. The terrifying and heart-wrenching images of hostages, including women and children, have deeply affected the Israeli population. To date, Israel hasn't released a comprehensive list of the hostages, yet reports are coming in from multiple nations about their citizens being detained by Hamas. Israel has a history of decisive action to rescue its citizens or neutralize threats, but the present challenge is far beyond any previously encountered. Any rescue operation in Gaza would require an extensive military effort to neutralize Hamas, a threat to the hostages. Jachi Hanbi, who leads Israel's National Security Council, has stated that no government negotiations have taken place for the return of Israeli hostages, leaving many families in distress. Large gatherings have been observed outside the Ministry of Defense in Israel, with demands for action to bring back the kidnapped individuals. The crowd showed signs and images of the missing or kidnapped individuals, and some voices were raised against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for his perceived failure to halt Hamas, calling for his resignation. The complexities of the situation were acknowledged by President Biden, who expressed his belief in Israel's adherence to warfare rules and their commitment to creating opportunities for innocent Gazans to access essential supplies. He emphasized the importance of the complete removal of Hamas and working towards a Palestinian government and a pathway to a state. President Biden highlighted the necessity of Israel's campaign to confront and engage with Gaza to eradicate extremist elements. He warned, however, that Israel's occupation of the region would be a grave blunder. Israel holds no intentions of occupying Gaza, but aims to safeguard the lives of over 2 million Palestinians in the region. It has intensified across various areas, not just restricted to Gaza and southern Israel. The West Bank has experienced hundreds of isolated clashes with significant casualties. Despite the comparatively lower casualty count in Gaza, the situation remains extremely worrying. It carries the potential to trigger a vicious cycle of bloodshed. The Middle East now faces a complicated and perilous situation, with the prospect of direct involvement from regional nations. Predicting the consequences of the conflict is a challenging task. However, it is unlikely to escalate beyond the Palestinian territories, which includes Gaza and the West Bank. The region is keenly aware of the lurking dangers and is working towards controlling the situation. In a distinct development, the early delivery of a batch of remote-controlled unmanned ground vehicles to the military has been announced. These new systems can swiftly deploy programmed minefields, covering a large area within minutes. The pre-programmed mines can be self-destructed or deactivated at specified times, ensuring the safety of the forces post-operations. This development has shown its effectiveness in high-intensity conflicts, particularly in the attempts to cross minefields, have been effectively countered. Rostec, the state-owned Russian technology corporation, has always been interested in evaluating the combat effectiveness and reliability of their remote-controlled, unmanned ground vehicles. Built on the military truck chassis, named KAMAZ 6560, this vehicle is a marvel of modern warfare. At the front, you'll find a driver's cabin, while the rear is divided into 2 compartments, each holding 25 launch tubes. Each tube is filled with 122 mm mixed warhead rockets, arranged in a rectangular formation. These rockets are a true testament to the advancement of technology, equipped with warheads for anti-tank and anti-personnel purposes. Rostec, in collaboration with a renowned Russian defense company, ushered in a new era in 2013 when they decided to supply these ground vehicles to the Russian military. Just a few years later, the system made its official debut on the international stage during the Army 2016 International Military Technical Forum. Since then, they've been put through numerous tests, including a joint strategic exercise with Belarus. Their value became apparent when these vehicles were crucial in building fortifications in eastern Ukraine, responding to a large-scale counter-offensive campaign by Ukrainian forces. As the situation escalated, Russia increased its naval presence in the Black Sea, deploying more warships and submarines. This was a strategic move in response to continuous Ukrainian attacks on the port of Sevastopol. Evidence shows that Russian warships' patrol vessels have been moved from Sevastopol to Novorossiysk. This relocation is significant. The port of Sevastopol holds strategic importance for Russia in the Black Sea. The Black Sea Fleet's headquarters have been located in Sevastopol since the annexation of the Crimean Peninsula in 2014, and the fleet has been actively involved in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Usually, the Russian Black Sea Fleet rotates ships among various ports for security purposes and to avoid being tracked. However, this large-scale relocation seems to be a deviation from the norm. It's interesting to note that the Russian Navy has conducted missile launches and imposed a naval blockade in the Black Sea, establishing a no-entry zone for vessels approaching Ukrainian ports. As tensions rise, both Russia and Ukraine have stated that any foreign vessels heading for Ukrainian ports in the Black Sea could be seen as potentially hostile forces. Your support is critical to our capacity to keep bringing you such content. If you think this video is insightful and you'd like more of the same, we encourage you to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. This will not only back our efforts, but also ensure you stay updated on Israel's defense capabilities and myriad other intriguing military subjects. If you have any ideas or queries, please leave a comment below. We appreciate your input and look forward to meaningful dialogues. Keep watching for more stimulating content on our channel.